This is practical session for clinical pharmacy third level. This is the first session for me. Let's start with respiratory system. This is nose. We see inside the nostril. Now we see here polyps, multiple polypi, glistening, large, obstructing the nasal pathway. This is allergic nasal polyp. Now this is cut section in the lung, and this is dilated medium-sized bronchi and bronchioles, and note this fibrous tissue which causes dilatation of the bronchus, and there is no more elastic tissue. It become permanently dilated with destruction of the wall of the terminal bronchiole, medium-sized bronchi and bronchioles, and give this honeycomb appearance. This what we call it bronchiectasis. Bronchiectasis. As we said, this bronchiectasis is a surgical pathology. We have to remove it by surgery, no medical treatment. Now this is lung. This is the first loop, upper loop, and this is the second loop. You know, this loop is completely showing like something consolidation like or change in the cut section of the lung. This pathology affects only one loop. The second loop is very normal. This is inflammation of the lung, and we call this lobar pneumonia. If you remember, lobar pneumonia is non-suppurative fibrinous inflammation affecting one lobe or more in the lung. It is counterpart. This is bronchopneumonia. This is cut section in the lung. What we see here are dilated small vascular spaces and terminal bronchioles, and this patchy appearance with suppuration. It is due to a suppuration in the lung. So this lesion affects both bronchi and bronchioles and the lung tissue, interstitial tissue itself. So we call it bronchopneumonia. As we said in the lecture, it is patchy disease affecting the lung. It's suppurative disease. So we see here the suppuration and pus. Another cut section in the lung, we see the alveoli, which normally couldn't be seen. These alveoli are dilated and open with each other, causing air poly-like, and we call this emphysema, pulmonary emphysema. This is bronchus, trachea, and the bronchi, right and left, and there is mass here seen in the lung. The mass is apical, central. This mass is neoplastic. Carcinoma, it is carcinoma, bronchogenic carcinoma. Usually central type of bronchogenic carcinoma is squamous cell carcinoma. Of course, we can't say that this is squamous cell carcinoma just by gross picture, but we suspect it will be squamous cell carcinoma. What we have to say here, it is only bronchogenic carcinoma. Now let's move to practical session of GIT. This is part of the stomach, and we open it, and we have here one single large ulcer. Ulcer means discontinuity of the mucosa. The ulcer here is 1. It is about 1 to 2 centimeter in diameter. It appears deep, affecting mucosa and submucosa, maybe the muscle, so it may be complicated by perforation. This we call it gastric peptic ulcer. Now this is part of ileum, small intestine, and we cut it longitudinally like this, and on cut section we have ulcers. These ulcers are longitudinally oval, with the long axis of the ulcer is the same as the long axis of the ileum, not like this. So this is characteristic of typhoid ulcer. To differentiate it from tuberculous ulcer, which the longitudinal axis of the ulcer in TB is perpendicular to the long axis of the small intestine. while typhoid ulcer is the same as the longitudinal axis of the ulcer, the same as the longitudinal axis of the ileum. This is typhoid ulcer. Now this is colon, cut again longitudinally like this and opened. Now here we have many ulcers, okay, and in between the ulcers the mucosa in between is not healthy. The mucosa in between is edematous and caused elevation in the mucosa, so what we call it pseudo polyp. This is characteristic of ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis is one of the two diseases which we call them inflammatory bowel disease, IBD. Ulcerative colitis, we have pseudo polyps and cryptites. Cryptites can't be seen by gross, it's seen under the microscope. Here what we see, multiple ulcers separated by pseudo polyps. This is an easy picture. It is appendix. This appendix is not normal. It is a swollen appendix with glistening and mild suppuration here. So there is inflammation of the appendix. Whatever the type, it's suppurative inflammation of course, but whatever the type, we have to say that it is acute appendicitis. This is colon, and we open it longitudinally like this, and we see here a large ulcerating mass. The ulcer here has everted edge, necrotic floor, and fixed base, which are the characters of malignant ulcer. So this is cancer colon. Of course, the type microscopically can't be determined by gross, just we have to say cancer colon. Another colon, this is the rouget, and this is the normal rouget of the colon, and we cut this like this longitudinally, and there is a mass in the wall causing stenosing and partial obstruction of the pathway of the colon. This is another example of cancer colon. Now let's move to liver. This is enlarged liver. This is not normal size of the liver, and of course the cut section, the surface of the liver is not smooth and glistening. It is nodular, and these nodules are small micro nodules, less than 1 centimeter or 3 centimeters to or less than 1 centimeter. This is called micronodular liver cirrhosis. Whatever micro or macro, we have to know that this is liver cirrhosis. This is gallbladder. This is the neck, and this is gallbladder. We open it longitudinally like this to see this nice, very nice, multiple large number of stones. These stones are type of stone which call it mixed stone. Do you remember the types of stones in the gallbladder? It is cholesterol stone, mixed stone, pigment stone, and so on. These are mixed stones. The gallbladder is studded with stone, and don't forget to comment on the gallbladder itself. It's not normal gallbladder. It is thick wall, fibrosis in the wall. So this is chronic calcular cholecystitis. Calcular means there is a stone. Calcular means the stone. This is chronic calcular cholecystitis or chronic cholecystitis with mixed stone. That's all. Thank you, and see you inshallah.